Hey everybody. So we're moving into module 2, and this is where you're going to work out your formal research proposal. So first we're going to do another discussion board activity. For this discussion, I want you to do a little bit of reading first. Click on the links in the discussion assignment. So you must read the purpose of research writing and then steps in developing a research proposal. After you read both of those sites, then write about 200 words describing one thing you learned about performing successful research. Explain what you learned and then how you're going to apply it to your research project. Make sure that you go over your classmates' posts too, so you don't end up saying the same thing that they did. Your response should be unique. Say something that someone else hasn't said before. And then remember, you need to respond to at least one other student's post. And your response to another student's post is due by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So, what's also due on Wednesday is our research proposal. This is due by 5 p.m. So for this assignment, you want to make sure you explain each section thoroughly. What that means is, for each section, write the minimum amount of words required if a minimum is listed. There's not a minimum listed for every single one. So for your topic, that's the very first section, write at least a few sentences explaining what you want to research. Then, in the introduction section, this is where you provide a little more background information on the topic. Why is this an issue now? Show me that you've done a little bit of homework and a little bit of preliminary reading on your topic. Explain why the topic's relevant now and what types of websites or articles are out there now about this topic. You want to cite at least 3 sources here and show me that you've done some preliminary reading. Next is the research question. So these are the questions that are guiding your research. What do you want to know about this topic? Post the broader question you want to answer and also include, the secondary questions or the more specific questions that may also be a part of your inquiry. Next is the hypothesis, or what you can also call this your working thesis. This is the way you propose to answer your research question. So you may not have all the information yet to make an informed thesis, but what do you think your thesis is going to be? What kind of answer do you expect to find to your research question? Now, remember, this is a working thesis, a hypothesis, and so this is not set in stone. This should change as you do more research and learn more about your topic. Your working thesis will grow and develop. And so remember that this is only temporary, but it's important that you put your idea out there so that you have something to work with. Next, section 5 is the significance of the study. So this is where you're going to explain to me, why is it important that we study this topic now? Why should I care about this research? How would it benefit me? What do we benefit from studying this topic? What do you plan to contribute to the overall conversation about this topic? And then the next section is the method. This is where you're going to explain how you plan to acquire information on your topic. Where do you plan to go for your sources? What kind of sources do you plan to use? Be specific here. Write a few sentences about how you will go about your research. So primarily, this will be library research. You will be looking up journal articles and book chapters in the library. So make sure you mention that. But there's also other ways that you can obtain information. You could interview someone who is an expert on the topic. You could interview someone who is, experiencing the issue that you're researching. You could conduct a survey or something like that. So there's other ways to obtain information. Explain to me here how you plan to obtain information. Next is delimitations. This is a very important part of the proposal because this is where you draw the line and say, I am considering this, but I'm not going to address this issue. So you're kind of drawing the limits of your research, right? So my research has to do with what's inside of this circle, and what's outside of this circle is not my concern, right? So that's what I mean by delimitations. What are the limits of your topic? You will deal with what area of this topic, and what parts will you exclude? Are there aspects to the topics that don't fit into this project? Why not? Explain what they are and why you exclude them. This is going to help you be more specific about what exactly you're looking at for your research project. Then we have the challenges. So this is also important because this is where you tell me what I need to do. What do you expect to be the most difficult part of this research project? And how can I help you as your instructor to overcome those difficulties? Explain that as thoroughly as you can. Lastly, personal reasons for selecting the topic. Do you have maybe personal experience with this issue you're researching? Why are you interested in this topic? Write at least 100 words for your personal reasons for choosing this topic. So, after you're finished explaining everything in this proposal, you should have a couple pages worth. Each part to this proposal is important because it will help you work out the particulars of your project and focus your research. If you have any questions on the assignment, please feel free to contact me at my email. So that's at ssokowski@desu.edu. I look forward to seeing where your research takes you.